Now we're going to cover infant CPR when an AED is present. We're still checking for scene safety, but then in addition to that, just like with the adult with AED, we've got to also check for things that would stop us from using an AED in an environment, like standing water the baby is in. We might see this in a pool situation, pond situation, God forbid, but we also might run into the problems of combustible gases or liquids in the area, and if we have those, this is not going to be able to be used unless we're able to neutralize the flammable or get the baby out of the standing water, which should be pretty easy. Dry the baby off. Now you can use the AED. If the baby is unresponsive, we're going to activate emergency medical services right away. They do not appear to be breathing. They are unresponsive. Activation of emergency medical services. Now we're checking for a brachial pulse for no more than 10 seconds. There is no pulse, there's no movement of the baby, and they're not breathing. We're going to turn the AED on.
No shock will be delivered.
If the baby has clothes on, remove the clothes, dry the baby's back and front off.
Remove clothing from person's chest.
We're going to go ahead and open this up.
Attach pads firmly to person's chest as shown.
On the baby pads, it actually demonstrates how to put the pads on the baby's chest and back.
Plug-in connector.
One note here
Check connector and pads.
is that if you had a manual defibrillator as a healthcare professional
Check connector and pads.
and you were licensed to be able to use a manual defibrillator, that still is the
Check
preferable
connector and
option.
pads.
But if you don't, AEDs with pediatric pads are now calibrated to be able to
Check
defibrillate
connector and
infants.
pads. Analyzing rhythm. Everyone stand clear.
Nobody's touching the baby.
Shock advised. Charging. Everyone stand clear. Everyone stand clear. Push the shock button. Shock delivered. Begin 5 cycles of CPR.
We're then going to go ahead and start the 5 cycles of the 30 compressions to 2 rescue breaths in the 1 rescuer CPR with an AED. Now the nice part is we don't have to worry about really counting them out because the AED is doing it for us. It will actually, depending on the model, start to count down and give you a warning when it's getting close to stopping you from your CPR resuscitation efforts so that it can reassess the baby and find and decide whether it's going to have a
1 minute
shockable
and 30 seconds
dysrhythmia
of
or not.
CPR remain.
So continue your CPR, let the AED interrupt you. Once it's attached, do not disconnect it until the next level of care comes in and takes over, or the baby, actually you'll never disconnect it, but you'll continue your CPR and this protocol until help arrives. Scene is safe, gloves are on, shields available. Baby, are you all right? Are you okay? There's no response. You in the plaid shirt, go call 911 or activate the emergency medical services or call a code. Checking for a brachial pulse for no more than 10 seconds. They do not easily palpate a pulse. The baby does not appear to be breathing.
This is a training device only. No shock will be delivered.
There's nothing in the environment that would stop me from using the AED. No combustibles, no standing water.
Remove clothing from person's chest. Attach pads firmly to person's chest as shown.
One in the back.
Plug-in connector.
On the front.
Check connector and pads. Analyzing rhythm. Everyone stand clear.
Clear.
Shock advised. Charging. Everyone stand clear. Everyone stand clear. Push the shock button. Shock delivered. Begin 5 cycles of CPR.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And then I would do my compressions up to 30 again, at least 1/3 the depth of the baby's chest. 30 compressions followed by 2 rescue breaths until the AED interrupts.
1 minute and 30 seconds of CPR remain.
Or until the emergency medical services arrive and they take over.